Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig in Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hi, cuties. Happy Friday, TGIF. It's me. I'm alone. It is officially Donny's birthday today, March 20th. And spoiler alert, I'm not recording this on March 20th. No. I'm recording this on Wednesday, March 18th, because by the time that my voice is tickling your eardrums, I am either driving to Big Brother 40, or perhaps if you're listening to this later on in the weekend, me and the rest of Donny's friends are currently in the middle of being tortured by him. Can you believe after all of the planning, all of the talking, we're finally here? It's finally BB40. So in honor of us currently being locked into a castle with our phones confiscated in plastic baggies, unable to escape Donny's clutches, this episode is a re-release of a Survivor episode that we posted over on Patreon earlier in the month. If you did not know, I have never in my life watched Survivor, so this was a brand new experience for me. I'm having a blast. If you've never watched Survivor, don't worry about it. Much like everything else we cover, we talk about it, but we also mostly talk about ourselves. So before I leave you, I'm going to do a little call to action for the cuties. I know that you cuties are so sweet, so supportive, so diabolically unhinged. My ask of you, in honor of Donny's birthday, as a birthday present to Donny, could you please go over to our YouTube channel, and underneath this video, our goal is to get 40 comments in honor of Donny's 40th birthday. It is a completely free way to support us. The more comments we get, the more likely it is that our videos get shown in the feed of other potential cuties who might like the show. And give Donny a little birthday love. Tell him happy birthday, or wish best wishes for me, a person currently, again, being locked in a castle with no phone and no way to call Angela Bassett and Jennifer Love Hewitt of 911. What's your emergency? The emergency is Donny's birthday. So in conclusion, please rate us 5 stars, subscribe to our Patreon, do all the things, but most importantly, please comment below and wish Donny a happy birthday. And we will be back with a bang covering Ben and Me on Monday, which was a diabolically unhinged episode. It's not hard to believe that we somehow took a 23-minute animated short and found a way to talk about it for nearly 2 hours. So we'll be back with our usual bullshit on Monday. And it is a great time to subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne, because we will be taking the footage from BB40 and literally creating our own reality show. So there's a lot of fun, crazy stuff about to take place over there. But my shilling is done. My shameless self-promotion is over. And happy birthday, Donny, you old slut.
Hello, I am Donny, and I am the cute one.
And I am the Chelsea, and I am cute one.
No, you know why? I was so worried about getting ready to do this. Oh, that I forgot
your name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now imagine if we chased Sapphire around the house with this song, like Jumanji.
Oh, yeah, she'd die.
Mm-hmm.
So, cuties, if you couldn't tell by that, today we're covering episode 12 of Gossip Girl. Just kidding.
When they all go to a remote island and Chuck Bass continues being Chuck Bass.
Today, we are jumping into our Survivor coverage. So I decided to hit Chelsea with something that she saw a little bit of on TikTok. She knew rumblings were happening in the jungle with 4 girls, but she didn't know how. So we're covering episode 13 of season 16. If it smells like a rat, give it cheese.
Incredible name right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Donny, I was having a ball.
I'm so glad.
I am having a ball watching this. It's crazy. I might be the first person to say this, but as it turns out, watching TikTok clips of a show might not be the same experience as just watching the whole show. Because I thought I knew the lore. I thought I knew the big moment, the aha reveal. And I might know the aha reveal, but the build up to it is incredible. This was true girl power. I needed this in the year 2026.
I'm glad everything you said, but my biggest takeaway, if you were to ask me, hey, Donny GPT, what's the summary of what Chelsea just said? I take away that Chelsea doesn't want to watch TikTok clips. She wants to do random episodes of 911 on Patreon.
I wouldn't be opposed.
Okay.
And we can workshop this on the fly as we usually do. I honestly think that this format of just bopping around, I think it might be like the perfect format for us because number one, it really scratches an itch for me ADHD wise because like I get to be plopped in the middle of a universe. The story is already being set. And then I just get to like make blind, incoherent, uneducated, sweeping statements about people. I get to just go off my intuition. And then it works well for you because you get to educate me and tell me things.
And I think it would help too, because then let's say we watched a season 5 Gossip Girl episode where we're supposed to be championing Chuck and Blair together. Won't they get married? Blair's engaged to someone else, but we want her to be with Chuck. And you don't have to know that he tried to Beethoven second someone.
Yeah. Now, I do think we should continue Desperate Housewives. We got to watch from start to finish because there's the mystery. And also, if we were to just be plopped into a random episode, they are going to remind me that Gabby is a pedophile. I'm not going to ever be able to outrun that one. But before we dive in, I do have some questions about logistics of Survivor because you may recall I was unaware that they did not sleep on beds.
Yeah, you learned a little bit more than that this episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, and some I did pick up based on context clues, but some I just need some clarification. So maybe for the other cuties who have never watched Survivor, this will be helpful. Number one, immunity idols. Are they always secret? And this episode, like, Parvati could have looked for it on that island, but she decided not to. Like, what's the deal?
So I know you didn't know about beds, but what do you know about like the gameplay of Survivor? Anything?
So they vote people out at the tribal council. There is a jury who watches that, which I'm assuming is not all the players. It's like Big Brother.
Yeah, halfway.
Okay. And then the big necklace protects you from votes.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, so the big necklace is an immunity necklace. So they have hidden ones, but they also have the one you can win. But the first half of the game, you play as tribes. So it's like Tribe Chelsea and Tribe Donny. And we and our team compete against each other. And if Tribe Chelsea wins, then Tribe Donny goes to Tribal Council because Tribe Chelsea won immunity as a tribe. So they're safe that week.
So we're all wearing the proverbial necklace in the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
So then Tribe Donny goes and votes someone off. And then Tribe Chelsea wins again. The next week, Tribe Donny goes and votes someone off. When it starts to become enough weeks in the game where, like, it's not fair, Tribe Chelsea has 10 people and Tribe Donny has 5. They're like, Tribe Donny's never going to win now. So let's merge them.
Or sometimes they have to switch, right? Because when I was watching my TikTok clips of Boston Rob and his sweetie pie, that was like a big thing was when she went to the other team, right?
Yeah, sometimes that's a twist, too. Because Survivor does like to throw in a gimmick and a twist. Exile Island was not always a thing. But Exile Island is another way to find an immunity necklace because it is like, what's it called on Big Brother? Like a have-not competition. So you play the reward competition, the winner gets food, but then they also get to pick someone to go to Exile Island where it's solitary confinement, basically. You're by yourself.
Parvati loved it. I loved her vibe on that island.
I know. But as a little incentive for people there is a immunity necklace hidden.
Okay.
So, like, you're not just stuck on an island for 24 hours by yourself. You also have the chance to get a benefit in the game.
So if you get sent to that island, basically it like takes you out of the gameplay for 24 hours so people can have conversations without you there?
Yes.
Okay, I was confused because she truly did take it as like when I go and hide in my bathroom from my children, like, oh, thank God, some peace and quiet.
So her alliance was 3 people at the start of this episode versus Natalie and Eric. So even without girls versus boys, like her side has the numbers to vote off whoever they want. Because also on Exile Island, there is only one at a time. So they're not going to hide one every single episode. They hide one, and then if you find it and don't use it, there's no necklace on the island until you use use it.
But you could keep it a secret that you have it. So somebody could still be looking for it. But like, meanwhile, I've had it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the episode previous to this one, someone used it. So that's why they knew there was one on the island. So they knew another one wasn't in rotation. So it was just the one that would be won that night. And even if Eric won it, her side could still vote out Natalie. So that's why she was like, I'll just use it to rest.
Okay. That makes sense. Next question. Do they get razors?
They don't.
Because I didn't see any armpit hair. And judging by Natalie's eyebrows, I do believe that at some point, maybe she won a challenge that I'm not aware of, but she had access to tweezers, certainly.
They don't, but they get sunscreen, tampons, and bug spray. That's the only like amenities they get, whatever. And this was season 16 with like people that have already played. So I'm sure that these kind of tricks have started to seep into it. A lot of people right before they go on get like lasering or a wax. Okay. So that this way you're only there a month. So by the end of it, like it's just starting, you get like little rice size hair.
Okay, that makes sense because yeah, these ladies were out here in their cute little bikini outfits and they would raise their hand above their head. And I imagine that networks would not give them food, but would be like, but we do need to keep up with modern day beauty standards. And these women can't be walking around with a bush.
Yeah, that's true.
So they get the sunscreen, the bug spray, the tampons. Do they bring their own clothes?
They get to bring an outfit and a bathing suit. And then the buffs that you get to show what tribe you're on, the girls usually wear as like halter tops.
Yeah, I did notice that because it's crazy to me that Parvati was the only one wearing a hat. I feel like I know this was a different time and I know that certainly we were trying to get tan. Like she's truly laying out on Exile Island, but like I would be in a full hat the whole time.
See, I wouldn't.
Okay. You answered my question on Exile Island. It is kind of like the block, but not really because you could blindside somebody.
Exile Island is more like a have-not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the
jury.
jury.
There is no block for Survivor. Anyone's free game except the immunity winner.
Which I kind of like that. And we'll get to it. I also like how open all the shit talking is. And that host, he ended up being problematic, right?
No.
Oh, okay,
Not
great.
that I know of. The Bachelor host is.
Okay. I was mixing up my tan white men. He's so shady and I love it.
I know.
During the competition when he says, and Parvati is way behind and she's like, oh, Jeff. I love it. My question, the jury, so are they still living on the island? Are they living in the huts that are around the tribal council?
Yeah, when you're kicked off the island, you go to Ponderosa, which if you're a suburban girl like me, it's also the name of a restaurant. So people do get confused.
Okay.
But Ponderosa is the resort where you go when you're off Survivor and they like weigh you to see how much you lost weight. And then you hang out with the rest of the jury and stuff and you get like real food. There are no cameras. So it's like the jury house.
That's all the questions I have for now, but I'm sure I will have more to come.
Okay, great. My favorite is to watch the people that were, because if you make it to the finale, on the finale, you don't look much different because you haven't had like a lot of time to like gain weight or whatever. Yeah. But my favorite are the people that made it long enough to like lose weight and you see a difference and then they come back and they chunked up a little bit and they're tan and they grew their hair out. It looks good. A little makeover.
Love that. Well, it wouldn't be the early 2000s and middle 2010s without a swan-like makeover for no reason halfway through an episode.
So a little backstory before we get into the plot. This season was fans versus favorites. So half the people on the island were returners and like fan favorites, and then half were like fans of the show, which later we see like Eric has been watching it since he was like 14 years old, whatever. So the returners in this episode are Parvati, Amanda, and Suri. And then Natalie and Eric are both fans.
They bring people back a lot on Survivor.
They do, and I like it. It works for me.
It's kind of like the challenge where then you start having favorites, but then also people start having their own like relationships within the game too.
Yeah.
Like if somebody betrays somebody on one season, then they can come back as enemies for, challenge blood versus water or whatever.
I agree. And for maybe it's because it's so many people. Maybe it's because it's split at first. I don't know. But it feels more fair when they bring a returner on, like a random returner on Survivor than Big Brother.
Yeah, I think because it's like the elements, whereas Big Brother is a psychological competition. It almost is like how the gamers, I feel like, are set up to fail in Traders.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, we're just housewives out here living our lives, but you are cunning and conniving and have done this before. Whereas in Survivor, it's like, oh, you can build a hut and that's useful to us. Where Big Brother, it's like, well, Dan, I know that you are an expert liar, so I'm not going to trust anything you're saying.
True.
Blind reactions really quick about a couple people.
Oh,
Number
okay.
one, we got to talk about Eric.
Uh-huh.
Eric, the ice cream scooper. I love the jobs they give these people.
It was his job. He gave it to himself.
This is an Andy Dick character, Donny.
Oh, you're not going to like what I have to say.
He looks like Andy Dick with a beard and with like prosthetic hair. And he also has like the craziest, I don't know if it's Midwest. I don't know if this is just how people talked back then, but it's that like, I'm not ready for TV type of voice. And he said, I think it's time to be an ice cream man and not an ice cream boy. I was like, this is Andy Dick. This is the Chad from Charlie's Angels.
Well, that was Tom, what's his face?
Tom Green.
Yeah, that was Tom
They're
Green.
the same person to me.
Yeah, they are. But the same person to me, Eric was giving me Dr. Bald with hair.
I hate that.
I said you're not going to like what I have to say.
Like how he talked or just what he looked like?
I couldn't tell, but something about it was like, oh, if Dr. Bald was on Survivor, this is who he would be.
I think if Dr. Bald was on reality TV, he would be the biggest supervillain of all time. Because he wouldn't know how to be edited.
Oh.
So the way he delivers things, he's meaning it earnestly, but you put an evil soundtrack behind him and he's just bullying people all day.
Oh, see, now I do like that.
Like when I came home from the dentist and you said, wow, I didn't realize it, but you really needed that cleaning. That's all I have to say, because obviously I already knew Suri, I already knew Parvati.
But you didn't like both of them before. And I do think that is the problem with, I wish Peacock had access to footage. Like, I wish they only cast Peacock talent, so then they could show you like a clip of Phaedra being her best or a clip of Parvati being her best.
Yeah.
Because just throwing them in with no context, Traders is not for everyone. The skill set there is different, like you touched on, than these other shows. So like we're not seeing Parvati, and even Suri on Big Brother, we're not seeing her do what she's used to doing.
Suri grew on me on Big Brother. The problem was her evil son was on the show too. Like Rachel on Big Brother this season was incredible because she shouldn't have gone as far as she did because she should have had a target on her back, but it shows her gameplay. But I also didn't care for Rachel on Traders. And I think that it goes both ways because there's a cutie who mostly watched competition shows and never watched Bravo, but she started watching Potomac because she really liked Candace on the Traders. And she DM'd me and she was like, I didn't realize that like everyone hates Candace. Like, I think it goes both ways. So I think that we should do this before the next Traders season where we get to educate ourselves, because I won't know probably at least the competition side of people, and then maybe even we could then do the lore drop for Housewives, because that's at least what I know.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Suri, Amanda, and Parvati want to make it to the final three, so they need to ensure Eric or Natalie don't win the reward challenge so that they don't have a chance at finding a hidden immunity idol on Exile Island. Natalie, however, wants to win and send Eric to ensure that the other three girls don't find it. But Amanda tells him that's Natalie ensuring he's weak for the immunity competition and to send someone who's already weak like Parvati, and also makes a deal to bring him to the reward if he promises to do the same. So then they go to the reward challenge, and it is trivia about previous seasons, and the winner will get a massage and a cooked meal, which I should have done this for Big Brother 40. I should have put information about previous Big Brother seasons that I hosted in the packet and then trained people.
Well, but I think that would put some people at a disadvantage.
Because
this season is the fans versus favorites or whatever. You would be setting people up that have already played Big Brother with you, that played Fat Sister. Even if it's just about the competitions, it's like putting it in front of minds that people have played before. And I think that puts those people at a disadvantage.
Okay, you're right.
Going into this competition, again, I realized I know nothing about this show because Eric's like, I think that we're going to be battling for food. Like, I think that this reward is going to be food, which it turns out to be true.
Yeah.
Show was a great slap in the face after we covered Brokeback Mountain because it was a good reminder for me. I hate nature. Like, I cannot believe that these people aren't eating.
I get my seasons mixed up. I think you get rice right off the bat. But then the first competition, if your tribe wins, you get a flint for fire making, and you get a spear to go fishing. But if you don't win that, you have to catch fish by hand and you have to make a fire with sticks. So if you don't win that first competition, you really are shit out a lot.
That's crazy.
But rice, I believe, is the only food you're just given.
But even that, is it like cooked rice?
No, you have to make a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm fucked. Who cares if I have a bag of rice? I can't make a fire. I can't even make a fire with flint. I'm fucked.
You and Suri have that in common. The bitch has been on 5 years, still can't make a fire.
I love that. This was such a smart episode to start with, Donny, because because of this competition, the Survivor lore drop. And I was sitting there with my hand on my chest, clutching my pearls, because I'm sorry, someone tamed a snake. Someone was bitten by a shark and then bit the shark back. I've been talking way too much shit about Big Brother. I want to apologize to the day one Big Brother fans when I said this is crazy, this is psychological warfare, this show is unhinged, you normalize too much. All those things are true. But this show, Survivor, is way more unhinged.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, at least Big Brother, like you're signing up for water torture, but like you're in a house, you have a toilet.
I think Big Brother's more unhinged because it's all planned. Like this, yes, we're putting people on an island where we shouldn't be living in huts or whatever. Actually, who knows? Some people do, you know? You get what you get. But people are signing up for this experience, and part of the experience is, you're in a real ocean, you might be bit by a shark. But Big Brother, there is no like danger that living in a house brings. So then they're like, oh, let's waterboard them.
Let's make the have-not room 85 degrees when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just what you personally are signing up for.
Yeah, because I would never sign up for Survivor, but I would be tortured on Big Brother.
I think I would too.
Okay,
Whereas Dr. Bald, I guess Eric's doppelganger, I do think he would thrive on Survivor because that man loves to sleep in a tent.
Oh, I didn't pick it on purpose because of the lore. I just knew this would be a good one to grab you because of the girl power.
Girl power.
In the Survivor lore, so how I've decided to frame this, Chelsea, I was just going to pick 4 random episodes this month. But then I realized that one of the episodes I want to include in this is Heroes versus Villains, where it's all returners. So in that, it is Amanda and Parvati. And then also we get Suri and somebody else who are in next week's episode. So then I'm going to pick one more episode that include people that are in that Heroes versus Villains one. So it's like something to work towards.
Oh, and then I have the context for what came before.
And in the one episode in preparation for Heroes vs. Villains, we are going to watch an episode of season 2, Australian Outback, starring Elizabeth Hasselbeck. But also, it's the episode that they showed during this wheel thing where the man falls in the fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's a little gross. We do watch his skin fall off, but cover your eyes.
Yeah. So once again, Survivor, more unhinged than Big Brother, ?
Eric wins and sends Parvati to Exile Island and chooses Amanda as the person to bring with him on the reward. And Natalie's pissed because Eric had already promised her both of those things. So then when it's just her and Suri at camp, Suri has this time to get into Natalie's head.
She is incredible. And this was the scene where I was like, oh, I understand what Donny is saying about like how you have a visceral reaction when people who don't watch other shows besides like Bravo watch The Traitors and then they're like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Because she is so good at what she does. I love when they go off to their little adventure. They get to go and have their like massage and they get to have their food and all the things. And she is just like winding Natalie up. And she goes, oh, yeah, I always feel a little bitter when they get back from their challenge reward. Like she just is like poking and poking and poking. And then she does her confessional, which I also love. And I know that it must be in Survivor, like this is the only option. But this is like how they used to do confessionals, like in Housewives, or where they would just like pull them aside. Like we have that iconic one in The Real Housewives of New York where they're interviewing Bethany like outside of a Halloween party and then she just skates away at the end. Like I love that they're just grabbing her in real time and she's like, oh, I'm having a ball. Like if I wasn't going to be at that resort, like at least I get to just poke and prod Natalie the whole time. She's doing it for the love of the game, and I love that.
And that is what's good about her is she gets a little better throughout, but like her first season, she's afraid of mice, she's afraid of bugs, she can't start a fire. So like she's truly only there because of her skill set at manipulating people.
I love that.
Me too. Eric and Amanda take a helicopter over the island to their destination where he wants to just get out of his head for the day and not think about gameplay.
Why was this man hanging out of the helicopter? My butt was clenching just watching. And again, I think that my conclusion, if I had to come up with a thesis statement after watching this episode of Survivor, 2 things. 1 is I'm having a ball. 2 is I absolutely could never be on this show. He's like hanging out and waving. I'm like, this is going to be a death. They're not going to have to evict anybody from this island because he's going to take care of it himself.
I know. And I have a false safety because I like water. I feel a false safety in water. So if he was just going over the ocean, like, yes, he would probably die if he fell from the helicopter into the ocean. But it felt safe. Like, maybe I won't. But when they go over those mountains, crazy.
No. I would say, can you put a door on?
Yeah.
It's like those Jeep Wranglers when everybody takes the doors and top off. And I'm like, I know that these trucks are like known for rolling off of a mountain or whatever. It's so easy to
But
tip.
it's just like a pool noodle frame.
Yeah, like at least give me a false sense of security with like a top.
I agree. That doesn't last long though, because that night he and Amanda talk a game. He wants to step up and be an ice cream man instead of an ice cream boy. Meanwhile, Parvati uses her time on Exile Island to relax and to tan, and looking for the idol isn't her top priority because even if Eric or Natalie win the regular immunity necklace, the Alliance of 3 have the numbers to vote the other one out. Also, this is the last week that you would be able to use, because we are getting to the end of the game. This is the last week you'd be able to use the hidden immunity necklace. So there's no reason to find it, because then like after this one, they wouldn't get it anyway.
But if she had it, she couldn't use it in future weeks. Like she would have to use it this week.
Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think that was where some of my confusion came from, because I wasn't understanding the strategy of her just laying out and pretending that she was at a pool in 2007, just laying out tanning. But that makes more sense. So for her gameplay, and at this point in the game, she knows like it's essentially better to just like recharge and save her energy and just like enjoy being in the peace and quiet than exerting energy to look for an idol that doesn't even really matter for her.
Yeah, because already Eric and Amanda are going to be fully rested. So now if she fully rests as well, then that's 3 people that are better off to do the regular competition.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. When Eric and Amanda return, Natalie won't even look at Eric. And it gets worse when she eavesdrops on him talking to Sari about how she or Amanda need to go, leaving him, Sari, and Parvati as the final 3.
This was crazy.
I know.
She truly just like walked out and then stood there like a child at the bottom of their parents' bed. Like, I threw up. Like, she was just right there.
Yeah. And this is not Big Brother. So there are not cameras already in places. Each person gets a camera crew.
Oh.
So like he would have to have known that, oh, new camera people are here. You know?
He's an idiot.
I know.
But, and I know I've told the story, so I'll keep it brief, but my nemesis when I lived at the beach that one summer, my roommate, who did actually end up going to jail for murder years later, he had the iguana named Ralph. You might be familiar. I've told that story in a previous episode, so go there and listen for the full thing. But I was talking shit about him one night, and I turned to my left, and he was just sitting next to me on the couch. I was talking shit about, like, so much shit, and everybody was looking at me weird. And I was like, like, usually we're yes-anding about what a douchebag this guy was. And I turned and I said, oh, wow, you're right there. Because what do you say at that point?
Yeah, what do you say? And I'm sure I told this story probably after you told that story. But one time the cast list for the musical came up and the one girl got a lead and she was a freshman. So I was like, oh, so-and-so is going to be so mad because this girl that's a freshman got the part. And like, she didn't put in work. She doesn't deserve it yet. And then that freshman girl came out from like behind the wall. You know how classrooms had the door and then like that glass panel next to it?
Yes.
Yeah. So on that glass panel was the cast list. So she came out right behind that glass panel panel like a Ricky Lake reveal and said, me? I said, oh yeah, you. Sorry.
I mean, at that point, you just have to do reality TV rules of just doubling down. Like, you can't pretend that you didn't say it. You just have to say, like, yeah, I said it.
But I did bring up, like, I even framed it when I was saying it as that other girl. I don't have a problem with you in it. And that's what I said. I'm like, I have no problem with you in it. That girl that I said is going to have a problem with you in it.
So that poor girl not only didn't get the lead, but then also she was Regina George getting thrown in front of that bus at the end of the movie.
Yeah, no, I will say maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe that story was told to directors, but that was the last time the cast list got posted on that glass wall. Then it got posted on a regular full-length hallway where there was no room to hide behind.
Yeah, well, because then once it happens organically the first time,
Yeah.
then I'm standing behind that glass wall and hearing what people have to say.
I would live there, yeah. That would be my exile island. And that's the reward, getting to hear people talk shit about me.
Yeah.
When the conversation ends, Natalie goes to Amanda to tell her what she heard. Suri joins, and Amanda points out the problem with Eric's strategy. It's one man and 4 women, and he's telling each woman something different, but of course, the women are talking.
Gotta love the internalized misogyny. And she's not wrong. I mean, gossip literally started in sewing circles because it was a way for women to disperse information and like let each other know who's safe, who's not safe,
What's a
what
sewing
men
circle?
are doing what. So you never heard like take it back to your sewing circle?
No.
Oh, that's a big phrase in my family from the men of like the sewing circle. Meanwhile, it's like the women are running the family, and those little beach getaways are where, again, information is spread. I didn't learn about my uncle dying, getting a blowjob.
Wait, but when did the sewing circle start? Because I think gossip started before sewing circles.
Well, yes, but that's what it's called. But yeah, gossip is like one of the oldest forms of communication, but it was primarily women who gossiped. And gossip was presented as like, oh, these vapid women who just want to talk shit about people. But it was a whisper network. Like it was a way for women to dispense information about like which men were out Beethoven seconding people and which people were sick and needed support from the community and all of that. So she's not wrong in this instant by saying Eric's an idiot because he is. But this was the good old fashioned, like 2010s internalized misogyny of like, you know, us women, we be talking.
But when you're right, you're right.
It's true.
Like if they would say, oh, the F words are up to their old tricks again. I don't know what tricks that is, but we are. Anyway.
Abracadabra, bitch.
The women soft launch working together, so they're in good shape as long as Eric doesn't win the immunity competition. But Eric wins the immunity competition. So Suri has an idea. Natalie needs to get Eric to give her the immunity necklace, which they say would redeem him, and they would vote Amanda out. It is a crazy idea. And like, I am glad that every person that it's brought to, including Eric, is like, this is crazy.
Yeah, Natalie literally says, I feel stupid talking to you about this. Like, this is a crazy thing. Because it's one step further than the big brother trope of volunteering yourself for the block.
Yeah.
Because especially this part of the game where there's only so many people you vote, for him to be safe. Like, literally, when he solves the puzzle, the thing that it says is, like, guaranteed spot in Final Four.
Yeah.
Like, so for him to give that up is truly idiotic. Like, I knew it was idiotic, and this is the only episode of Survivor I've ever watched.
Right. No, it is really crazy. And Natalie approaches Eric, and he knows this is an idiotic decision. But when she brings up the jury votes he doesn't have if he makes it to the final 2, he goes to Suri, who tells him he's full of lies and his word doesn't mean anything. So if he gives Natalie the necklace, she would trust him and vote for him to stay. But Suri isn't done and tells Amanda that she and Parvati need to go after him at Tribal Council so that Suri can be good cop and lure him into trust.
And again, she is a genius because even down to like how they need to play it is perfect.
Yeah.
Because then the 2 people that he wants to then work with and earn the jury's respect back are sitting there. And even Suri, and I know we'll get to it, but even Suri at the Tribal Council is like, I do think he can earn it back.
Yeah.
Whereas like the 2 people that he's unsure about now are the people that are pointing out, like, nobody trusts you, you're a liar. They just literally tag teamed his insecurities from 2 different directions.
It is smart. And this is the part of, even like when you put it in your notes that you wanted to talk about how she's a genius here, I think she's such a genius that I didn't even really understand.
But because she is the mastermind behind it. And I think the coolest part is she kind of keeps her hands clean Natalie's the one that talks to him. Amanda's the one that kind of goes after him at tribal council. Like, I know that ultimately, like, the other women know that Cerie's the one that's like, what if? Da-da-da. But, like, in that moment, she's just sitting there smirking.
Yeah. Cerie has been on Survivor this season, makes it 5 times. And she's never won. But, like, she is still so good that she's on people's Mount Rushmore of Survivor.
Yeah.
There's one season, and I don't think this is going to be one of the episodes we watch, but it's like final 5 or 6 or whatever. And she gets voted out, even though nobody at Tribal Council votes for her, but everybody else has immunity necklaces. So even though the votes go elsewhere, she's the only option and gets voted out. Fucked up.
So nobody wrote her name down?
Nobody wrote her name down, but she was the only option after everybody else had safety.
That's crazy. I feel like I would make it so nobody goes home that week.
Yeah. But this is Survivor, honey.
Yeah.
And you didn't survive.
But at least they showed it, because on Big Brother, they just put the cameras down for a competition and then cameras go back up and Rachel's gone when they change the rules.
Oh, don't get me started. Eric is interested, but is afraid Parvati found a hidden idol on Exile Island, so he's only open to giving Natalie the necklace if the other 3 promise to vote out Parvati instead of Amanda. And Cerie being Cerie is down to promise anything. At Tribal Council, Parvati updates the jury about her time on Exile Island and how Eric spent his time while she was away making alliances with everyone. But Parvati isn't outing him. Eric already knows he's on the outs with everyone and only has one chance to ask for forgiveness, especially after Amanda tells him his word means nothing. And I think this felt very much like production interference. Like, Jeff, the host, was pushing for him to use it.
Well, I mean,
it is a moment. Here we are.
Yeah, I'm sure that everybody in the like camera village or whatever they say for when reality TV is filming and they're like getting the footage back. Like, can you imagine being like, there is a chance that Eric is going to take off his necklace and going to be blindsided. Like he did say, he said, so as always, you can give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or you could keep it.
Yeah. And he said like, what's it going to take for you to win, Eric? And then that's when he's like, I really have to earn these women's trust. And he's like, and what would that take?
And then to Cerie, he's like, Cerie, do you think he could earn trust back at that point? She's like, yeah, I think, anybody can earn it back and it's important they do.
He all but took the necklace off of him and said, like, who are you giving it to?
It's like the next shot is Jeff, like, unhooking it from the back. Like, it's at the end of a dinner party in a 90s film, and the woman's going to go lotion her hands next. I love how they do this tribal council, though. It's basically like a mini Housewives reunion where there are questions being asked and they have to like defend themselves in real time. And I like that that's how they tell the jury what's going on. Because in Big Brother, there's pros and cons. And I do like the idea of like in their exit videos, they could like sway what's happening in the house. And then the jury people could come in the house and be like, while we're watching this clip package, like, let me tell you my perspective. But I like that they, in real time in this show, are saying like, Eric is a scumbag. This is why.
Yeah. And I think it really helps you make your final decision because you get to like see these women manipulate him as opposed to just hearing him come back and talk about it.
Yeah, like literally, and we'll get to it, but when he takes off his necklace and then he walks down the plank to cast his vote, the women are giggling. Like the jury can't believe it in real time because they see as soon as he takes off that necklace, it's like Samson's hair has been cut and he has no strength.
Why would he kisses Natalie on the head?
Yeah, immediately. It was almost like too soon because like his fingers were almost still like on the necklace. If I saw that, I'd be like, wait, no, just kidding.
So before the vote, Eric announces that he knows actions speak louder than words and wants to give the immunity necklace to Natalie. And the girls and jury alike laugh out loud. I don't know if they changed it or I don't know if he just did it early, whatever. But sometimes you're allowed to like give the immunity necklace away or show a hidden immunity necklace after the vote. So I like that better because it keeps you on the edge of your seat, kind of. Like, then you don't know what Eric is doing. And I know the whole thing was Eric needs to redeem himself. Eric needs to prove he's trustworthy. So he wouldn't do it, like, sneakily. Yeah. But there could have been, going into the vote, an option of, like, do we vote for Natalie? Because if we vote for Natalie and he uses it on himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was an option where they could have been screwed.
But I think that in terms of storytelling, this
Yes.
worked.
Yeah.
Like in normal situations where you want to give
Yeah.
the audience that suspense of like who's gonna, like they even might mix up the order of how we're seeing them vote to be able to see the names.
Well,
or
this
whatever.
is the first time we've ever seen, I think it's the only time, but I could be wrong. This is the only time we've seen all the votes. Usually they show you like Eric vote for Parvati, Parvati vote for Eric, and then they would not show the other votes until the end to show like, oh my God, it's up in the air. But this, it wasn't even about the vote. It was like,
no, I think they did the right thing in terms of
Yes.
editing and production because it was such, what's the word, like schadenfreude, which is like delighting in somebody's misery.
Yeah.
Like this was so stupid that it really allowed the audience to be a part of it because as soon as he gives his necklace, when the women all immediately laugh, I was giggling along with them.
Yeah.
I was cackling. And then when this dopey bro was crossing his fingers the whole time, I'm like, oh, you fucking moron, you stupid ice cream boy. You're not a man yet.
As votes were happening, James on the jury even said, like, I'm not the dumbest survivor anymore.
Yeah, and he's crossing his fingers. Maybe he reminded you of Dr. Ball just because him next to the 4 women terrorizing him is very much Dr. Bald's life in our house.
Oh, that might be it, yeah. With a vote of 4-1, Eric officially goes down as the dumbest survivor ever in the history of Survivor and is banished from the island. And with that, the final 4 is all women.
That final shot was like a Cheetah Girls movie. Them like holding each other, like head resting on each other. I needed this, Donny. In 2026, I felt hopeful. I haven't felt this hopeful since the Super Bowl halftime show.
Do you want to know who wins?
Yeah.
Parvati.
Love that.
Yeah. Cuties, if you're Survivor girlies, let us know. This is season 16. This is the last season that Parvati and Amanda are in before Heroes Villains 20. And for whatever reason, Amanda is put on the Heroes tribe and Parvati's put on the Villains tribe.
Oh.
Yeah. So Survivor girls, if you know what Parvati does that's different than what Amanda does, let me know. Yeah. Now, I do know they're the final 2. So maybe like the way Parvati plays it in the finale of this season is what makes her the hero. I mean, the villain.
Okay. Oh, it's Amanda and Parvati as the final 2. Okay.
And that's that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to go back. Instead of working chronologically, we're going backwards and then jumping to heroes and villains. So next week, we're covering season 7. Do you know Johnny Fairplay at all? He's the most notorious Survivor villain.
Okay. I don't know. A lot of these people...
He lies about something. Do you know what he lies about?
Somebody dying?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I know, like, it's crazy the things that seep into my brain, and how I know them, no one knows.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So Sandra from The Traitors is on next season. Yeah. Her. Scarhead. And braces.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Ash Wednesday herself is on it. The guy that lies. So that's next week's episode from season 7.
I'm having a ball. And Cuties, also below, comment. We are covering America's Next Top Model in April instead of movies, just for ANTM April to shake things up. So if you have any old episodes, I'm going to start watching because I also want to like preview to make sure they're the good ones. If I've only got 4 episodes to show you, I got to make them count. So comment below if there's any seasons or episodes that I should be putting my eye out for.
Google it also, because that's what I did for Survivors, like the 25 most iconic moments, but look for the most unhinged episodes.
Yeah, and I'm also going to ask Tom Hamlet because go over to Dumpster Dive, and way back when, him and Kix covered, I think, a couple seasons of America's Next Top Model, so I'll ask him too. So yeah, we'll be back.
All right. We will talk to you later. Love you like a sister.
Bye.
The tribe has spoken.
Ooh.
Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.